Welcome to Life Beyond Clinical Practice.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Life Beyond Clinical Practice. I'm your host, Dr. Diane, and today we're continuing with the Courage series. We're in episode 4, and today we're chatting about how to start expanding your career without burning everything down. Now, in episode 3 of the Courage series, we spoke about how perfectionism can be a trap that keeps health professionals who've outgrown their roles from expanding their careers. Now, to be honest, most clinicians don't stay stuck because they lack ambition. They stay stuck because they think change requires disruption, a dramatic exit, a financial risk, a complete reinvention overnight. And that thought is scary. In fact, it's destabilizing. So they wait for more clarity, more time, and more certainty. But nothing moves, which in turn breeds even more uncertainty and insecurity about doing what's right for their professional expansion. So in today's episode, I'm going to be direct and call out the real problem. You don't have a clarity problem. You have a starting problem. Because you've been conditioned to believe that you need a fully formed plan before you can take your first step. And you don't. You simply need a direction and a controlled way to test it. And that's exactly what Life Beyond Clinical Practice offerings is about. Right now, you're thinking in extremes. Stay where I am or leave completely. But that binary thinking is what's keeping you stuck because both options feel heavy. So you stay somewhere in the middle, knowing you want to change, but you fear taking action until you have it all figured out. But expansion doesn't work like that. It's not a leap. It's simply a series of controlled experiments to validate the direction in which you need to grow your career. So here's a more effective way to think about this. You don't need to build your next chapter by deciding. While it certainly starts with the decision, you build it by testing. Small, low-risk, high-learning actions that give you real data. Not overthinking, not endless planning or consuming more content. Testing. Active. Because clarity is not something you find, it's something you generate as you move, as you take action. That's right. Momentum is what builds clarity, not the other way around. So if you've been sitting and waiting for clarity, you're in the wrong boat. You need to start moving. And if you don't have structure to support your momentum, you'll default back to hesitation. And again, stay stuck. So today I'm going to give you something safe that can actually help you move forward, something tangible to use to build that momentum. And there's 3 levels to it. The first is private expansion. And this is, of course, the safest, where there's no visibility, no pressure. You're simply exploring ideas. Reflect on what interests you. Map your transferable skills. Learn something new in a low-stakes way, and this is where you build awareness, which is what we spoke about in the Awakening series early this year. But again, most people get stuck here. For true momentum, you have to move beyond awareness to level 2, which is controlled visibility. Once you know, there's no unknowing, right? So you got to start taking low-risk, intentional action for exposure. Share perspective, teach something new, start conversations, test your voice in small ways, update your resume, start exploring what type of roles may suit you. You're not building a brand or reinventing yourself overnight. You're simply testing resonance, both internal resonance and external resonance, in terms of what direction you need to expand your career. Then comes level 3, which is applied expansion. These are all incremental levels. So this is now real world execution. Once you've done level 1 of awareness, level 2 of sort of small experiments and testing in a new direction, you now need to move into real world execution where you offer something to someone, an employer, a collaborator, a client. Come up with a small project, write a proposal, solve a specific problem. You have to create value beyond your current role in order to expand. Now, when you reach level 3, you're not thinking about change anymore. You're intentionally building it. And as you keep building momentum, your expanded pathway becomes clearer. Trust me, I've lived this many times. So here's where you need to be honest with yourself this week. You're probably still sitting at level 1. Most people are, convincing themselves that they're figuring it all out. And once they have it figured out, they'll take action. But you're not. You're simply avoiding visibility. You're avoiding the inevitable that comes with change, putting yourself out there, admitting, acknowledging that something different is what you want to explore. Because the moment you do that, you move to level 2 and it becomes real. And real means you need to be seen for the change you choose, different perspectives, different application of your skills, a new values-based career path, whatever that is. But without that, you're not going to get meaningful transformation in your career and the fulfillment that you so desire that comes with expanded growth and opportunities. Now, I want to stress something very important. Expansion doesn't require you to jeopardize your income, your stability, or even your career. That's a misconception. You can build alongside what you already have at your pace and with intention. But to be clear, safe doesn't mean passive. You still have to move. And this is how career identity expansion actually happens, not through a decision to become something new, but through repeated evidence that you already have the capacity to operate beyond your current role. Every small action expands your identity, shows you what's possible. But every avoided action reinforces your limitation. So here's your assignment for this week. Identify one safe way you can move from thinking to testing. Not planning, not researching, testing. And in the next episode, we're going to address a fear that quietly controls a lot of your decisions, which is the fear of getting it wrong, choosing the wrong path, wasting time, making a mistake you can't undo. Because until you change how you think about wrong, you'll keep delaying what could actually move you forward. So until next time, feel free to reach out to me on social media, share what you've been working on, and I'd love to hear that. I'd love to walk the journey with you as we move towards career identity expansion. So take care and have a blessed week. We'll chat again next time. Goodbye.